How's it going, everyone? We've got a very special video for you today. Our amazing CTO here at Brainstorm Force, Pratik, has just completed 10 wonderful years at the company. And to celebrate, we've invited him onto the YouTube channel for a quick interview. Let's check it out. Hello, Pratik. Welcome to our channel. Thank you so much for agreeing to come and do this interview for us. How are you feeling?
Hello, Yaz, and thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time and inviting me for this interview.
Awesome.
So, very first time, it's the YouTube thing that someone is recording the videos or interviews. It could be. So, feeling nervous, but I know I believe in you because I have seen the many videos of you. So I can say that the interview gonna be a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. We're very excited to have you here. I'm sure all our viewers on the channel and all the supporters of our products are very interested to get to know you and find out more about Brainstorm Force as well. And firstly, before we get started, I just want to wish you a huge congratulations on completing 10 years at our amazing company. 10 years, that's so cool. It's a lot of time and a lot of experience, I imagine. How are you feeling about completing this amount of time with Brainstorm Force?
First of all, I feel very lucky because I have spent 10 years in Brainstorm Force, and those 10 years are full packed of the different experiences that I got. That could be, I would say, the great achievements, many the proud moments. Then I can work with the very awesome team. So those are so those could be a major pickup points that I could mention over here. So, and if you ask me about my journey, then I have after my Bachelor of Engineering, I have joined Brainstorm Force as an intern. So as an intern, I have worked on the many areas. So I have wear the multiple hats, starting from the website designing. Then we were into the SEO as well at that time. So I was doing the on-page changes, and sometimes I need to deal with the Photoshop things as well. And while yep, exactly. So while building the websites for the clients, I come to know the exact pain points, right? Because when you come to know the pain points, and this is the spark. This is the spark that we think that we should build something better. So at the very first, we have built one child theme, and by using that child theme, we started working on the building the websites for the clients. And from the child theme, we come to know that we need to build some more solid framework. And then after that, all-in-one resnippet. Then in between that, we have released a couple of themes as well. So again, right? We have a very big portfolio. So I would say the most learnable period of my time was the earlier 2 years, where I deal with the multiple things. I learn the major pain points of the exact web design, and then the result that is these products. So to be conclude, I would say the 10-year journey is the entire madness, because right. So developing the products, supporting them, right, releasing the product, so taking feedbacks from the customer. So all things is the 100% madness, I would say. We were mad, we are mad now as well. That's the reason we are working on the new products. Exactly.
It's very cool to hear that, like as you say, in the first 2 years when you first started, I imagine, as you said, you were doing Photoshop among other things, like when the company was still young. So I imagine in those first years you were able to get a taste of a lot of different aspects that go into the services they provide at the company, the earlier products. That's very cool. And you got a hand through the whole journey to see how it's improved, all the new products versus the old. And I'm sure that's a lot of experience and a lot of things learned in that time as well.
Yep. So apart from the development, there are the multiple areas. Means I have participated in the recruitment, because we were small in a number. We were just 5. Well, at that time, and now we are 100. So it could be a big transformation, and in between that transformation, in startup, generally people wear multiple hats, and that's the needful thing. And that grows our personality. So that's the reason, very first I said, I'm lucky that I have joined the Brainstorm Force. I learned the, different things.
Yeah, of course. We've touched on a lot of topics there, and we have actually got a little bit of a few questions here for you, just to find out a certain number of things about you and about your experience. We've touched on a lot of them here, but let's expand upon them a little bit. So if you're ready, we'll get started with the first question.
Yep.
Awesome. So you've already started telling us about your story. So for those of you that are just tuning in or maybe didn't hear the first part, Pratik actually started out as an intern and progressed to becoming the CTO of Brainstorm Force, which is really amazing feat. And I'm sure a lot of people would want to know the kind of a little bit more about how you started out as an intern and what kind of path you took to becoming CTO. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Okay, so as like I said, at the very first start, so being a CTO is a really tough job, I would say, when you are serving, millions plus customers.
Mm-hmm.
And so being CTO, what I believe is that I should have the best people, means I should have the best team. So if starting from the intern, so it could be first of all website development, then the product development, then the supporting the things, then growing the team, scaling our dev stats. So this is all the combination.
Wow. So the kind of having all those experiences helps towards getting you to where you are now, correct?
Yep.
Very cool. And seeing Brainstorm Force over the last 10 years, you've already touched upon that a little bit as well. How has it been working at the company? You mentioned a lot about the people and everything like that. So maybe you could let me know what you liked the most about working there. Maybe list 3 things that you absolutely liked about working at the company.
Okay. So the very first thing I would say is the people.
Yeah.
Because though since last 2 years we are working remotely, but before that, we were spending a lot of time in the organization. So in the Brainstorm Force, we are a family, right? So
yeah,
the very first thing I like at Brainstorm Force is the team of awesome people. The second thing I like is about the processes. Means the 3 things: people, processes, then products. So all the processes are really crafted very well, so the functioning in the organization is really smooth. And again, it's affecting on the, means that is the benefit for the better work-life balance, right? Everyone here has the good freedom for their decisions, for sharing feedbacks, and that is the ultimate combination. So that your question was just mentioning the 3 things, but for me that is more than that. But I hope you could get my point.
Yeah, it's very cool. You mentioned people, processes, and products as well. Of course, you mentioned people a few times, and I think the culture and the awesome people, as you mentioned in Brainstorm Force, it really makes the place a really fun place to work, and of course, a lot of creative minds, a lot of talent. So it is definitely a great place. I'm glad you touched upon that. And so, being CTO, you obviously have a lot of responsibilities within the organization. Could you tell us a little bit about that? And another side question to that is, a lot of people probably wonder, do you still code?
Okay. So to be honest, I do not code nowadays. Means I get a very lesser chance, because right now we have a really good structures for the team. So let's say, so for my day-to-day responsibility, if you got ask me, then we have dedicated team for each product. So if and each product has the dedicated product owners and scrum masters. Okay, so the combination, we follow the agile methodology. So mostly what I need to do, so I need to resolve the blockers. If any of the product, or if any of the team has some blockers regarding the technical things, then I help them over there. Then the next thing is, in the WordPress, every day there is something new. Correct.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Exactly. So I mostly spending time over there to explore the new technologies, right? Or the new architectural things that we could incorporate in our products. Then I keep watch on the processes and I try to improve them. is the one thing. And the last thing, it could be get in touch with the customers, keeping watch on the Facebook community, right? So that is the main source. That is the main source to learn the new things from our customers. So this is my day-to-day responsibility, I would say.
That's awesome. It's nice to hear that even though, along with your CTO responsibilities, you're taking time to, see what the customers are saying and really get in touch with the actual end users of the products we're making. That's really amazing. So moving on to our next question, which was the toughest decision you had to make as CTO and a team lead?
Okay. So to be honest, if I personally think that when you are working on the products which has millions plus active installations, so each and every decision should be tough, right? Because when we are releasing the new updates for the existing product, or when we are developing the new products, every time we need to think for our customers, right? So from that perspective, in my opinion, all the decisions means starting from the new recruitment, we always need to think that, right, whether those people will fit for our products or not, because our products actually, by using our products, customers are building their dreams, customers are building their websites, customers are building their businesses. So it could be a recruitment, it could be a product development, it could be releasing the updates. So for all those decisions, in my opinion, all those decisions are very tough.
Definitely. I can only imagine. And you're overseeing a lot of different aspects of BSF. So a lot of tough decisions for you. That's awesome. Could you share a little bit more about experience in team building? We've talked about people a lot. So I want to hear a little bit more about team building and management. What kind of qualities you look for when hiring your engineers?
Okay. So for me, I am not inclined towards to the technical things.
Okay.
So while hiring the people, or while hiring the engineers, I really not worried about their technical stacks. What I look into them is if they have passion to develop the good products, if they have an eye to deliver the best things, or they must have the attention to detail, or they must have the eye of the perfection. Okay. And the person should be a helpful co-worker in the team. So if the person has that core quality, then we have the good training team, right? So our engineers or our leads spend their time to build the talent, to train the people. So while hiring the engineers, technical things is the secondary. The primary things are the perfection, passion to develop products, right, and the helpful coworker.
That's very cool. I think that's a very good point for aspiring engineers that are starting out. So you're saying that the kind of personal qualities in terms of learning, initiative, that those kind of qualities are more important and take precedence to, the technical qualities. That's great to hear. So if anyone watching this should take note of that. And of course, we see that in BSF, we have a lot of experienced, talented engineers who've been working there for a long time. And that, like in my head, that represents a really good working culture. So what do you think makes a perfect or great working culture?
Okay, so the great culture would be that everyone working in the organization, they are cooperating. They must be helpful to each other, right? Because we are spending around 8 hours in a day, with those people. So if you are surrounded with the helpful people, then each of your tasks, makes it very easy. So the first thing, then second, it could be open to share feedbacks, because we are a product, we are into the product development. So when it's about the product development, so gradually we need to improve them as well. Correct.
Definitely.
So the person should be open to share their ideas, to share their feedbacks. Then the second thing is everyone should have work freedom, right? They must have the freedom that they can do their work in their style, right? So that work freedom. Then they must have the good work-life balance, right? So to building the good work culture, in my opinion, all those pointers are needful. And what I think is, means for every individual who is working at the Brainstorm Force, I personally think that at the night they should sleep very peacefully. They should not, they should not have any work pressure, right? So
Right.
that the all things, building the good work culture.
Yeah.
And I believe in all those things.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's actually really nice to hear, like, it's, very people focused. It's all about, getting the results, as well as, making sure everyone has a good work-life balance. Everyone's contributing and cooperating together, having the space to grow and express their creativity. That's really cool. It's very nice to hear that. Can you tell us a little bit about the development style, like how products are made, what the exact process is at Brainstorm Force?
So for developing the products, we do follow the agile methodology. So for the agile methodology, so what is the, I will just tell you the architecture of the teams. So
Sure.
we have many products, and for each product, we have a dedicated team. So each team consists one product owner, one scrum master, and in the team, there are backend developers, there are front-end developers, there are QA people, there are automation testers, there are product designers. So, that is the combination. So for developing the products, we just follow all those processes. So let's say, suppose if we are developing the new product, then for that particular product, we just set up the team, right? So for that, first of all, we do a good market research. We just find out the ideas. So that responsibility is on the product owner. So product owner do all the market analysis and all things, then come back with all the details. Then there are the multiple team meetings that we are having, and then we just finalize what thing needs to be implemented. So that is for the new products. And for the existing products, again, we do follow the same processes. So just because of the agile methodology, I would say, even though, our team count is 100 plus, still, everyone can work very efficiently and very focused manner.
Yeah. And that's all while being remote at the moment, mostly, right? So it's very impressive. Like you said, everything's running smoothly, everything's going, and we're creating amazing products, all while spread across the world. It's pretty awesome.
Exactly. So, all those are the transformation phases. We were not following those techniques, might be 4 or 5 years back, right? But as like world is going with that direction, we need to improve ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So
would you say,
that's
like, Brainstorm Force's transition to, the remote work style was like ahead of, the trend, or was it picked up at the right time, would you say?
Exactly. So before the pandemic, we already, we have already started working on it. So during the pandemic, we never faced such issues, such blocker issues with the transformations.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really great to hear, because obviously it was a struggle that a lot of people face, but Brainstorm Force went strong through that because of the way it's set up. It's pretty awesome. Would you be able to tell the viewers that are watching the video, what tech stack do the developers at Brainstorm Force use?
Okay, so we mainly working on the WordPress products. Along with it, we are developing some SaaS platforms as well. So if it's about the development stack, then I would say there is a PHP, then Ruby on Rails, then JavaScript, React, Vue.js, CSS, Tailwind. Tailwind is the framework that we use. Then for the automation testing, we use Puppeteer, Playwright frameworks. So this is the development stack that everyone has followed at Brainstorm Force.
Very cool. I think there'll be something that some of our viewers need to write down if they intend to work for a company like Brainstorm Force. So I thought that would be interesting to ask. And of course, being a CTO, you have to be very productive, make the best of your time, etc. So which productivity tools do you use to enhance your performance?
Very first one, Slack, because
awesome.
in the in-sync communication area or in-sync communication world, so Slack is the really best tool for me. Many of the people from Brainstorm Force are working from the different countries, correct? So in the different time zones. So Slack communication gives me the good exposures towards to the productivity. Then second, I am receiving a lot of emails. So yes, so for that, I am having the good stack of the Gmail filters. I personally love Gmail filters. That gives my email inbox very much organized, and that helps me to improve the productivity. Then third thing is about the Jira, which is a must-have tool, right? When you're on the agile methodology, so Jira is a must-have tool for the product development. So it saves a ton of time. It gives the better focused to team members, right, about their work. Than the Google Docs, because most of the time you need to do the market analysis, you need to do research on some things. So just write the things on the Google Docs, right? And that would be helpful for the team. Then most of the time we need to connect with the different people. So Calendly is the one tool that I like. Just hit the link and book the meeting and things are done. Wow.
Yeah.
So, or else, the scenario was different earlier. When you will be available, what is your availability time, and then we will just match and then book the meeting. So instead of that, Calendly, open the link, just choose the time slot. Exactly. So that is the about the productivity things.
Very cool. I'm understanding that a lot of your productivity choices here are related to collaborating and communicating. So that's great.
And the next thing is Cloud App.
Right.
I was, I'm just taking a look at my MacBook right now. So I found Cloud App. So Cloud App is really easy tool, because when giving a feedback to the products, Cloud App, just select the region, just annotate it and share with the team. They can surely know, right, where to do the improvement. So Cloud App is the one thing I like most. And okay, Zoom, right?
Yeah, we're using it right now. You're basically creating a YouTube outline for me, top 10 productivity tools used by a CTO. So you could definitely take this list. Apart from work, of course, Brainstorm Force, we talked a lot about the work at Brainstorm Force, but apart from that, what sort of other activities are done at the company? And you mentioned that before everyone went remote, so you could talk a little bit about that as well.
Yep. So before moving remote, the thing was really different. Means we just meet each other every day, right? So there was the multiple discussions or multiple retreats that we had on lunch, dinner. So then when we were working through the offices, so there were multiple activities. During the we are in India, so there are the many festivals, right? So on those festival occasions, we have in the retreats. But right now, since moving to the and 100% remote work. So every month we are having the town hall. So in the town hall, each team members, present their things. And I personally love that, because that is, in a month, I personally, I really waiting for that town hall, because in a month, that is the only one time where I can see each and every team member.
Everyone. So for the viewers sorry to interrupt, for the viewers that might not know what the town hall is, it's where once at the end of every month, everyone gets together in a big, huge Zoom call, and we all present our work, share what we've been working on. It's really cool. And we get, like Pratik said, we can see everyone's faces and we can, interact with one another. And it's really cool just to update everyone on what's happening within the company. Sorry, cut you off there. You can continue.
Yep. And about the very latest retreat. So on the company's annual event in the month of March. So we all went to the Goa. So we spent around 3 to 4 days over there. So that is a very nice thing, the fun activity, I would say, because when your everyday co-workers, when they meet, the things are really nice. Then apart from that, we have, for each product we have dedicated team. So for some cases, what happened? The member of one team could be insensitive, right? So they are having the retreats over the lunch or dinner. So those are the fun activities that we are having.
Very cool.
And in the meantime, sometimes the Slack games, or it could be, any puzzles. So all those fun activities.
And I do recall seeing on Slack the Fit Sharks and those kind of groups as well. So where, people they created a specific channel to, encourage each other to work out and keep fit. Those kind of things are cool to see as well. Very cool.
I forgot that. Good job.
Yeah,
Yes.
so everyone's very, even though with the remote, everyone's quite active, everyone's quite social, and we find ways to interact and spend time with one another apart from just work things, which is really cool to see. We're just going to switch directions a little bit, and we're going to go into Astra now. So a question that a lot of the Astra community probably wants to know is, how do you see Astra in the coming months? Are there any spicy updates that you'd be willing to share with us in the interview?
Yes. So that's a good question, really, because it's about Astra. So Astra is our flagship product, and believe me, we are
matching t-shirts as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we are very serious. We are very serious about Astra. We are continuously improving. We are continuously making Astra more stable, right? Because Astra is serving for millions plus active installations, millions plus customers. So by considering all those factors, right now, we are taking steps to make Astra more sexy for the WooCommerce customers mainly.
Right.
So in a month, you can expect the update for the Astra plus WooCommerce. So that is the next upcoming thing. About it, personally, I'm very much excited about the Astra plus WooCommerce. Then the second thing is nowadays, about the WordPress trends, if you ask, then FSE could be one word over there. So right now we are experimenting something to make Astra FSE compatible.
Awesome.
And I believe that we are very closer towards to the sending the beta updates for our Astra community. So where they can try Astra with the FSC feature. So that could be another thing. Then again, for the customizer things, we are improving the customizer for the better speed and for the better user experience. Then next thing is about the page titles. So we are working on the Astra page title designs. So which is the most requested feature from the community, and we have started working on it. And it's again in the closing stage as of now. And again, the last and most important nowadays, again, as like FSC, so block editor or the Gutenberg, it's the trending thing. So for the block editor customers, we are revamping the Astra's editor experience. So Astra's backend editor experience. So we have polished it, and again, it's in a done stage. So around 4 to 5 things which I have mentioned, and might be, I don't know, might be yours. You have question about it, how all those things are in a done stage. So how we works at Astra, or for each product, we just do the quarterly planning, and by that quarterly planning we implement the things. So those are all agenda for this quarter, and we already started working on it. And hopefully in the very short period, in the very upcoming period, that the Astra's people can experience all those things. So I'm very excited about all of this.
Yeah, you heard it here. Like we've got a lot of amazing, exciting features coming out. So of course, the first place that you can find out about it, you can find it on the YouTube channel as well. So people watching this can subscribe to for the updates. But definitely, it's very impressive how you're coming out with all these awesome features for Astra, constantly innovating, and it's just awesome. It's all just testament to yourself and the rest of the team working on it. It's really, really cool. Could you please share with us what your take is on Gutenberg? And we know that Spectra is coming out in a short while as well. So maybe you could tell us about your vision for Spectra as well.
Okay, so Gutenberg, that means the block editor. So if in a word, if you could ask me, then I would say it's a future, right? Because WordPress has heavily invested their time to build this awesome thing. That's the block editor. Though for the block editor, there are the many improvement areas, but I appreciate the steps, that WordPress has taken. And again, I appreciate the efforts which block editor team has taken to make it more stronger day by day. I still remember the very first day when Gutenberg has released. and the current stage of the Gutenberg. So there is a massive difference.
Right.
And as I told you earlier, we were into the website development, so we know the pain points, that what actually customers are facing. So by picking up that context, we have worked in a Spectra, which is formally known as the ultimate audience for Gutenberg. So
right.
For the Spectra, we are revamping everything. We are revamping the block editor user experience. We are revamping the settings. We are revamping the blocks, introducing the new blocks, introducing some new functionalities, which will ultimately help every web designer to build website very simply, very efficiently. So that is the ultimate motive of Spectra. That Spectra should makes web designers' life more easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that many of the people are keeping watch what exactly coming on the Spectra. So the days are very close. Means I might be in a month or might be less than that. People can expect
Awesome.
the Spectra.
Yeah, and just having tried it myself, it's very exciting. And I'm sure all our fans out there, everyone who loves our products, is keenly watching for the release of it. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We've already talked about WordPress a little bit, but let's hear your take on WordPress. And do you feel like it's the best technology to build websites with? Trick question here.
Really? Okay. So see, WordPress has around 43% share in the internet, right? So 43% is a huge number, very, very, very huge number. And I think those stats, instead of me, those stats can say that WordPress is only one and only one technology, to build the websites. So for me, WordPress is already handling the very mass volume. 43% means I could not imagine that number as well. If just in a percentage, so I can say 43%, but if it's in a number, then might be, it could be difficult to count as well. So,
Yeah.
So WordPress has spread their wings. Means starting, at the start, WordPress was only using for the blogging things. Then after that, WordPress is an open source community, right? So many of the third-party developers, they have contributed a lot for the community as well. They have built the good products, right? Page builders as well. And by using them, WordPress has already lost the identity about the blogging. Nowadays, you can see the very beautiful websites are built using the WordPress. So it's not just about the blogging things, it's more beyond than that. And many of the e-commerce websites are built using WooCommerce.
Yeah.
Correct. So it's not a very limited thing now. So WordPress has a very massive market.
Yeah.
If you're asking, WordPress is a really massive market.
Yeah. And like you said, it's very versatile. You can create any kind of broad range of websites. And of course, with the help of developments with our products and everything, it's making it much easier even for beginner level people to start using straight away, right? So WordPress, I think, is the clear choice here, like you said. Awesome.
Yep.
And you mentioned earlier how you stay up to date with everything that's happening in terms of world of WordPress. You mentioned that you keep in touch with what the customers are saying and things like. Could you care to elaborate a little bit more on that and how you stay up to date with the latest trends in WordPress?
Okay. WordPress Slack, I'm active member over there. So on the WordPress Slack, most of the core members, they have a discussion over there. So that is the main source to learn what are the new things or what are the upcoming things in the WordPress or what are the challenges that people are facing in WordPress.
Mm-hmm.
Then the WP Tavern, which is I am reading each and every blog post of them. So this is the thing. Then the Facebook communities, I have joined multiple Facebook groups. I'm keeping watch over them.
Cool.
And as I said earlier, our customers is the best source to stay up to date. Because what happens generally, customers, we have a huge customer base, right? And customers see something different, might be that could be beyond WordPress as well. They could see something different. They just share the references, right? And by taking those references, we could think for the new innovation. So all those sources that I follow to stay up to date with the WordPress things.
Very cool. And based on, or your understanding of the latest trends in WordPress, what do you consider are the hottest trends, and what are you most excited for?
Okay,
we've already
hottest
mentioned,
trends.
yeah, we've already talked about, how a block editor Gutenberg is, upgrading and growing, but tell me more about what you're most excited for.
Okay, so I mostly excited for the block editor stability. So block editor improvements, then that is the must have thing for the every end user of the WordPress, the block editor stability. Other hottest trends, it is FSC is one of them, then the headless WP, right? Then the block editor UI improvements. There are new block themes are upcoming, so those are the hottest trends in my opinion for the WordPress nowadays.
So some of the things you've already touched upon in the interview, but that's great. And last question from us for today, for this interview. So growing with Brainstorm Force, and we know that we're coming up with a lot of products as well, as you mentioned, what's something that you're most looking forward to or most excited for with Brainstorm Force going into the future?
Okay. Regarding that, I would say with the Brainstorm Force, I'm looking forward to build more awesome products with my great team, which can help people or help our customers to make their websites more user friendly, more conversion friendly. So that is the expected thing for me, because the WordPress users or the customers, they should have really beautiful websites to grow their businesses, right? So along with the beautiful websites, their website should be conversion friendly. That is the another point that I would like to add over here. So beautiful websites plus conversion friendly, it could help our customers to grow their businesses. So
Awesome.
That thing I'm looking forward.
That's great. And that's really good to hear. So again, it's very customer centric, making it as easy for them to use, providing them with, anything that might need to help their business and help them make beautiful websites easily. That's awesome. And that's really all the questions we have, Pratik. Really enjoyed having this chat with you, finding out more about yourself, your journey, how you view the world of WordPress and everything in Brainstorm Force as well. It's been an honor just discussing with you. How was the interview for you?
Thank you, Yas, for your time, first of all, and thank you for getting back me the just for the 10-year journey. And many of your questions, just recall me all the things which I have done in throughout that period. So right. I hope that I could answer your questions very well manner, and that would be helpful for your audience as well. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been a great insight, even for me personally, just seeing, how you view things, your perspective, your outlook on everything WordPress. And I'm sure it was of really good value to everyone who's watching as well. So once again, I just want to say massive congratulations on behalf of me and the rest of the Brainstorm Force team for all the amazing work you do. We're really lucky to have someone with leadership qualities and experience such as you, who's reassuring. We're just very lucky to have you as part of the team. So once again, thank you and massive congratulations.
Thank you very much, Yas. Thank you very much for your words. It is, it will always motivate me to build the good things.
If you enjoyed this insight into Pratik's career and you want to see more interview style content related to WordPress, please let us know in the comments down below. And if you want to check out even more of our content and WordPress tutorials, you can subscribe to our channel by clicking on our logo right here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.